I respect your work. I admire it a lot because what you're doing, visual arts, as I mentioned, is an original form of creative expression. And what I mean by that
Sure.
is human beings, before they discovered film, before they discovered photography and music, they were doing visual art. And the fact that you um are so good at this craft is highly commendable. And I just want to say, I'm really proud of you and what you're doing. But what made you pursue visual arts as opposed to any other art form?
I don't think I realized how much I enjoyed all of the different art forms until I was out of high school and university. It's when I started exploring other types of forms of art, and that's really where I gravitated toward painting mostly. But visual arts itself, the just sitting there and drawing things and putting things on paper and putting things on. I started that at a very young age. I've always been an introverted person. I always, as a kid, I always was in my room, and just thinking of things that you would do as a child, and the imagination that a child had, um, that it's extremely powerful. And I used to really harness that at a really young age. And I just would sit there and I would examine things very differently than a lot of people would. I would look at, this cup that's in front of me, for example, and just think like, why does it look that way? And I would try to mimic it. So at a very young age, I wasn't even really sure what I was doing. I was just looking at things around me and trying to draw them. And it was therapeutic in a way.
Yeah,
I
I
would
would
just sit
agree.
there for hours. My mom would come check up on me. Are you okay? I haven't heard from you for in
Mm,
a while. Yeah, I'm just
right.
drawing. And the same thing. Enough, and I would, like every child, you're sitting there and you're playing with action figures, and you're coming.
Hmm.
I used to come up with these little scenarios with like my Ninja Turtles, and they would cross over with, I'd bring in some Marvel characters, and
Yeah.
you don't know what you're doing at that time, but you're storytelling,
Yeah.
right? You're writing stories. I would write these stories where the Ninja Turtles would meet Spider-Man, and I was trying to like mimic what I would see on Saturday morning cartoons.
Exactly.
um
Yeah.
so I've always been interested in the craft of creating, from a really young age. And I didn't really start gravitate like I always gravitated towards the visual arts, but it's really when I went into university that I really enjoyed that in comparison to the others. Not that I didn't enjoy photography, and graphic design, and all different types of sculpture making. I enjoyed all of them. But all of them are very different from each other, and I explored all of them. I didn't want to just say I enjoy doing this, so I'm not going to try anything else. I did. I took as many courses as I could. I majored. I actually took as many graphic design courses as you would be necessary to actually have a minor in, because I enjoy doing it. But I like the balance of being able to not sit at a computer all day, but also work with my hands.
That's
It.
that's great to hear, man. And I can highly relate to just that basic inspiration of. I'm sure you've seen my sketches. I call them nostalgic
Yeah,
sketches of all the characters I've grew up on, and my childhood. Really, they're a representation of my childhood. And exactly what you said, therapeutic. That was the right word to use because I was going to mention it. When I draw, sometimes I actually assign just one day out of the week to draw, and I spend the
mhm,
whole day drawing, and the mind just clears. I listen to a podcast. I just get lost in the moment. I even get inspired by, if I'm writing a screenplay or a project that I'm developing with another friend in filmmaking. It takes you to another place, and visual arts so far has not brought me to that place. More, I would say, compared to film or editing or any other form of creative expression, it's a very unique kind of journey you experience.